Buy 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic Motor Oil and get a $15 gift card after rebate, plus 2 times points at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
The Avengers radio series, a cultural phenomenon in South Africa back in the 1970s, South Africa was a country with no national television service. It wasn't until 1976 that the country would get its first taste of television broadcasts. But before that, radio was the primary medium of entertainment and information for the masses. This was the context when The Avengers, a British spy FI series, made its debut on South African radio and became a cultural phenomenon. The Avengers was a British television series that originally aired from 1961 to 1969. The show revolved around the adventures of John Steed, a suave and sophisticated secret agent, and his various female associates. The series was a unique blend of traditional spy thriller elements with science fiction and fantasy, which set it apart from other shows of its time. While the series was hugely popular in the UK and had also made a significant impact in the American markets, being one of the rare British series given a network transmission slot, it was virtually unknown in South Africa. This was primarily due to the lack of a national television service in the country until 1976. However, as a film series, The Avengers was able to gain some exposure in South Africa through film rentals. But it was the launch of the radio series that truly brought The Avengers to the masses in South Africa. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.
And now Bob Elliott and Ray Goulding present the CBS Radio Network. And hi again, everybody. And, gee, we're awfully sorry.
All right, Cass.
All right.
That's our cast, isn't it? All right, that's enough.
All right.
Come on, Webb.
Let's cut it out.
Wally,
Cut it out.
let's shape up now.
Well, you fellows said there were.
I know. Well, you got the audience in a good mood today.
Gee, we're out. You told us to lock it up, and you told us to dry out.
This is the program billed as the Bob and Ray Show, and we're billed as the Bob and Ray of that show.
And we feel terrible that we let Columbus Day pass by yesterday without making some mention of it.
Isn't that funny how you can do that sometimes?
I know, and we do it seems, almost regularly.
On the other hand, we close the network on a Thursday sometimes when it should be Friday.
Well, that too. But Columbus Day has always been so important to both Bob and myself for many, many reasons. One is that we have a fellow who comes by every October 12th with beautiful replicas of those 3 ships that Columbus sailed across the ocean blue in 16 and 92. And he has promised to come by today.
Kind of make up for everything. For forgetting about Columbus Day yesterday.
Just a moment, somebody said 1492. Is that
what
right?
What did you say?
1692. I'm going to stick with it.
All right.
The country was discovered in 1692.
Did he make the first pair of wooden false teeth that George Washington wore? Or am I mixing him up with something?
I don't know whether that was Columbus or Americus Vespucci.
Well, he discovered America. That's why we call it that.
Sure.
Right?
Sure. Vespucci land.
But anyway, we'll make up for that oversight of yesterday by having Salvatore Bagatelle with us a little bit later in the program. But you have a guest now, you tell me.
Yes, I have. We have another gentleman who read a magazine advertisement and decided to make money in his spare time. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tim Barcroft.
Well, before I go into the mistake I made, I'd like to compliment you on the program lights on the backs of your seats here in the studio. They're very easy to find in a well-lit studio like this.
Say, which magazine advertisement got you into trouble, Mr. Barcroft?
It was in the magazine called Aristocrat, Ray. The ad I read was next to one offering stilettos from the Black Forest.
I know that ad, yes.
Well, the one I went for said I could make money in my spare time selling party favors.
To whom?
People at parties. And the ad went on to say that for a small investment of $75, They'd send hundreds of party favors, plus a franchise for the entire New England territory.
Can you get him engineer all right? Because you seem to mumble, sir. Mr. Alonzo nods his head and holds his finger in a circular fashion, indicating everything is a gas. All right, and then you went for this
I went for that ad, wouldn't you?
Well, we're all interested in that box you're holding there, Tim. Is that the package you received from the party favor people?
Yes, this is what I paid $75 for. Take a look.
Now, it looks like a ream of yellow paper from here, Mr. Barcroft.
So that and a sheet of detailed instructions on how to make party favors from ordinary paper, see?
I see. Well, tell me, how about party favor number 1, Mr. Barcroft? Were you able to construct it?
You mean the roll-out paper whistle?
Well, if that's the one that unfolds in a person's face when you blow it, that's the one I mean. Can you make one for us?
Yeah, that was my big seller. I loaded 3 of them in Hartford. Let's see what I can do here.
Now, that's 2 sheets of yellow paper you're using.
That's right. Full length. Now I fold A over B, push them both over C, tuck in the overage from B, and hold on line C. Then the line running parallel to B and C is brought even with this new fold, D.
Well, how long does all this take, Mr.
Well,
Barker?
this item here takes about 3.5 days to make. Lines E and F should be scored, and a puncture mark made at the junction of A and D. Then...
Well, we don't have all that time, so perhaps we could...
Well, I've got one here that's already made up. I lost 3.5 days' pay putting it together.
And that's the one we'd like to see, if we may, sir.
All right, here it is. What do you think of it?
Well, it certainly is handsome. Would you demonstrate it for us, please?
Yeah, but you better stand back. The paper might unfurl at a pretty rapid rate. You all set? Here we go.
Okay. Well, it practically came apart, didn't it, sir?
Well, I'm a little sheepish about it, yes.
About that ad, Mr. Barcroft, I'd have to say you were taken in, wouldn't you?
I guess what I paid $75 for was a ream of yellow paper.
And I know you're a bit sheepish about that, too, Mr. Tim Barcroft. So to avoid exposing you to any further personal embarrassment, we'll say goodbye to you. Thank you so much for being with us, and good luck in the future.
Appreciate it.
Good.
Higginbotham here. We will now commence our lesson in stereophonic reproduction. Listen to the call of the spotted bill snicker on ordinary stereo. Now then, on a Columbia Stereo 1 phonograph. Obvious difference, what? The Columbia stereophonic system really causes all others to blush. For it is not composed of just a few separated speakers. Columbia is the originator and exclusive purveyor of stereo projection. Only Columbia fills every inch of a room with real, lifelike sound. Now, when I was bird-watching with the Duchess of... But let that pass. You simply must hear the Stereo 1 phonograph by Columbia. Ask your Columbia phonograph dealer for a demonstration. And, chaps, portables are priced as low as $39.95. Consoles commence at $129.95. Lost that bird.
Yes.
Here now, then.
Is the one I can...
Salvatore Bagatelle is seated next to me at our Bob and Ray table. And as we mentioned before, he's here belatedly to celebrate Columbus Day, which we unfortunately forgot about. Salvatore, nice to see you after a year's absence.
And, well, it's very nice to be back.
You speak very beautiful English.
Well, the moment I know that I'm on the air, I watch my diction.
Oh, I think that's wonderful.
And my accent, because sometimes it slips.
I think you do justice to any diction school or radio announcing. Now, you have brought, as you have for the past 13 years...
I went to the Olin Tice Diction School.
You have brought with us your toothpick models of the Santa Maria, the Nina, and the Pinta.
That's right. Oh, there, I slipped.
And they're set up here on a little stand in front of us.
Bob, I might point out to you, you know...
Don't get too close to those, Webley. They're very fragile.
Why?
We'd like to know a little bit about...
So much of your program is so visual. that I think I'd like to explain these small replicas for your audience.
Well, you take a great deal of time to
It will take a little while.
It's going to take a little while.
A little while. Now, the Nina I made in 11 years. The Pinto took me just 14 years. And the flagship,
Santa
Maria, took me 2 months.
Well, that was pretty...
Well, I knew how to do it then.
Do you have any idea how many toothpicks have gone into each one of these little... Webley, will you stand back, please? You're too close to that.
Okay, all right.
Let's see. It was much about...
He's figuring now how long it took.
About 44,000.
44,000 in each one, huh?
Right.
You must buy your toothpicks in large lots.
No.
You pick them up at
I don't know what to say.
This was that, Salvatore. Was that the Nina, the Pinta, or the Santa Maria?
That's a flagship.
That's the Santa Maria. Well, it only took you 2 months to make that one.
Months, but oh, mamma mia.
Salvatore, we're still on the air. I wonder if you'd speak up a little bit. Webley, that was terribly awkward of you.
If there's anything I can do, if I can give you $5 or something.
$5 will not repay this man for 2 years' work and 44,000 toothpicks, which he's glued together to make this model. What's that, Salvatore?
I was just thinking. That has been valued at
must be worth
$15,000. And this idiot offers me $5.
Well, that's all he had. I mean, that's a fair offer for someone who doesn't have much more, I think. I mean, $5 out of Webley's pay would leave him pretty well broke for the week. I tell you what, maybe if I just got up and stood beside these while you finished talking about them, we can protect them a little bit better. I am sorry. Truly sorry. Webb, I guess we're both in the same boat.
Yeah.
I knocked one over there. And
well, 2 different boats we're in. You're in the Pinta and I'm in the Santa Maria.
Yes, that leaves the Nina in good shape there.
Say, who made these lovely boats?
Mr. Bagatelle here.
Lovely. They look just like the boats that Columbus came
That's
over
what they are.
when he discovered our country in 1792.
Yes, they're models of those 3 ships, which had...
It's 1692, Stupid.
It's 1492, yes. Where have you displayed these, Mr. Bagatelle? You can pull yourself together.
Well, they have been at all the principal world fairs. Brussels was the most recent one. And there was at the New York World's Fair.
New York World's Fair, yeah.
New York World's Fair in 1939-40.
Didn't you have them out at Massapequa this past summer, too?
That's right, at Lake Ronkonkoma. They were on the exhibition, too.
Well, you won't have them next year, I guess.
Say, look, just so you can have
don't pick them up there.
Goodbye.
The third and last of the 3 ship models of Mr. Bagatelle have just been destroyed.
Oh, Mr. Bagatelle. Oh,
do you think that?
Well, here, I'll open the door.
Mr. Bagatelle. Oh, Mr. Bagatelle.
Oh, who should we call, Bob?
Well, I don't know. We've still got a little while in the air.
Well,
today.
Oh, we have a little while on the air yet?
Yes.
Well, wonderful. That'll give us time for another commercial. And that is a word, isn't it? A word, a message from the watchmakers of Switzerland.
Swiss vacation. Swiss vacation.
Win a fabulous vacation for 2 in beautiful Switzerland. Enter the Swiss Vacation Contest. It's easy. Nothing to buy. Pick up a free entry blank at a jewelry store or other store that sells quality watches. Then in 25 words or less, complete this statement. A quality watch is the best value because there are 1,000 prizes.
First prize, a 21-day vacation for two in Switzerland. You fly deluxe Swiss Air both ways. Visit many colorful places. All expenses paid for two people, plus $500 extra spending money.
Second, third, and fourth prizes. 15-day Swiss vacations for two.
Also, 4 mink stoles,
8 Bolex movie cameras and projectors.
12 Hermes typewriters,
160 $100 watches.
812 gala assortments of Tobler Swiss chocolates.
Enter the Swiss Vacation Contest today. Free entry blanks at your jewelry store.
Thank you very much.
Wally Ballou here.
Isn't this too bad? This wreckage that you see
Boy, this is
are
sheer...
the remnants of, let's see, 11, 14, and 2 would be 27 years of work by Salvatore Bagatelli.
I saw about the hall. He looks in very bad shape.
Well, did you hear, it sounded like a huge report a few moments ago?
Yes, I did.
Well, that was Salvatore out there. Say, friends, we'll have someone speaking in a strange tongue in just 10 seconds.
And here now is the voice of someone speaking in a strange tongue.
Terrific. Until tomorrow, this is Ray Goulding reminding you to write if you get work.
Bob Elliott reminding you that somebody's thinking of you tonight. Why don't you think of me?
Dry ya.
This is the CBS Radio Network.
The Black Museum. Horror and mystery based on Scotland Yard's collection, Orson Welles was both host and narrator for stories of horror and mystery based on Scotland Yard's collection of murder weapons and various ordinary objects once associated with historical true crime cases. Walking through the museum, Welles would pause at one of the exhibits, and his description of an artifact served as a device to lead into a wryly narrated dramatized tale of a brutal murder or a vicious crime. In the United States, the series aired on the Mutual Network between January 1st and December 30th, 1952. Beginning May 7th, 1953, it was also broadcast over Radio Luxembourg, sponsored by the cleaning products Dreft and Miro. Since the BBC carried no commercials, Radio Luxembourg aired sponsored programs at night to England. In the United States, a program of similar scope, using many of the same picked cases as the Black Museum, and nearly mirroring its broadcast run, was broadcast by NBC called Whitehall 1212. The two shows were different in the respect that while Whitehall 1212 told the story of a case entirely from the point of view of the police starting from the crime scene, the Black Museum was more heavily dramatized and played out scenes of the actual murders and included scenes from the criminal's point of view. Come and listen at www.myclassicradio.net.